Hey guys, welcome to the new video. This is Max from server 133. In today's video, I will be covering a concept which is a bit different from all the other videos that I have been making, but something which is totally dependent on your general status. So let's go through the scenario first. This is Krishna. She's from a different server. The server number is 359. She's a partially active player and in the learning stage. The server is quite old. There are a lot of people who have got their Aries wings, which itself shows that the server is at least 6 months to a year old, even maybe more than that. Now here is this thing which happened with Krishna. So as she is an Indian herself, the play time for her and her server mates is her alliance mates is totally different. So when she is online, there is nobody to rally bosses, and when she is about to go to bed, people come online and then they start running boss rallies. So she shared this concern with her that there are not much rallies happening in my playtime. So what can we do? So after having a session where we were discussing about things related to her account over the Zoom, this is something that we decided to do. It's not she decided, but something popped into my mind, and I thought that let's do this. And this process is called limiting. Why, what, how? So first, I just had the questions in the wrong order. The correct order is what is limiting. So limiting is a concept in which you try to figure out the least amount of troops that you require to kill a boss or rally a boss with least amount of wounded or losses. Now why do you need to know the limiting, or why do you need to do this? Let's take you in a scenario. There is an SVS going on. You happen to unbubble by mistake, and the enemy server players come and hit you, and your troops or get killed or go to the hospital, or basically you lose them. In simple words, you lose your troops. What do you do in that case? So the process of limiting will assure that you can heal a certain number of troops and then participate in boss hunting. Bosses are pretty important for growth. Many of the players who do not understand, but when I ask them that why don't you join a top ranking alliance, is only for this reason, so that they join bigger rallies, collect bigger boss boxes and grow faster. Boss boxes like B15 boxes gives you 1 million resource, and then also it gives you 18 hours of speed ups. Now it's not a big number. Go to see, 18 hours of speed ups is nothing in compared to when you achieve the 5 billion each target. But to reach to that level, to achieve 5 billion target, you need to have a bigger keep. You need to be PvP active to plunder others, or having an unlimited number of alt accounts. So even then, if you don't, you still need to join boss rallies to get a lot of benefits, which also includes the general EXP that allows you to level up your generals. It gives you prestige that allows you to increase or open more subordinate city slots on your account. It gives you lots and lots of benefits on your keep. That is all dependent on how actively you join boss rallies. Also, joining boss rallies gives you the alliance points that allows you to purchase VIP points, or you can purchase 3 days truce agreement. Lots and lots of stuff are available for you in the account to grab if you are active on the boss joining. Now, giving you a complete understanding of the scenario, player is PvP active or not, but has to be boss rally active, joining rallies and all. Coming to the point that why you need to understand limiting. So what happens in case if you get hit, or in case if you hit somebody and you are out of resources, you are out of resources to heal all your troops. The limiting of the troops will actually make you enabled to have enough troops to rally or kill boss monsters 0 wounded. This is one thing. You may also do this the other way around. Consider that you are in middle of your battlefield, and while fighting you happen to lose your, what do we say, troops. Now the enemies have been zeroed, their all troops are gone, but you still want to make points in the battlefield. 2 hours of battlefield, and if you don't do much, you will not be really happy. So what you can do is, in the middle of the battlefield, you can start hunting bosses, monsters, and make some points, right? So the actual reason to learn limiting or to understand limiting is so that you can efficiently kill bosses, monsters with even the least amount of troops available in your account with 0 wounded. So how do we do this? What is the process? So first you decide which is your best general. As per what I remember, on her keep, her best general for boss hunting right now is the General Washington, who is having the mounted troop defense, mounted troop attack against monsters, and mounted troop defense against monsters as her skill books. These are the gears. We haven't worked on the refining. There's no reason to work on the refining because we are saving gems, gold, and refined stone so that we can have a better chance to refine the higher level gear, which is Ares gear and uh, Archimedean gear, which will be unlocking at Forge 33. So whatever we have on our account right now, we started experimenting things on the bosses and monsters. So how did we start this process? So if you go and look at the reports, there are some of these which I have bookmarked on her account, and I think she have already, yep, no, she has not deleted them. So if you check these bookmarks, how did we start? So we targeted Junior Knight Bard first, as they were abundantly available on the server. So first we did a complete T12 march on the Junior Knight Bard with the General Washington. So we started recording with 380k. We got 0 wounded. And how did we record? We recorded it over an Excel in this format: general, troop type, quantity, boss, result. So the general was Washington, troop type was T12, mounted, quantity 380, boss JKB, Junior Knight Bard, result 0. Now 380 means 380,000. We'll not take too much space in the Excel. It's just, so if it says 45, that means 45,000. 200, that means 200,000. So we started with this. We got 0 wounded. We moved one step forward. We did with 350,000. The same general, same troops with 350,000. And again that was 0 wounded, so that result got recorded. Moving upwards, 330,000. And the result was again 0. So 0 means 0 wounded. So far and so forth, we kept doing this and we started recording the results. So we went till 300,000 0 wounded. We went till 280,000 0 wounded. Then we did a B11 290,000 0 wounded. Now Junior Knight Bard and B11 both are almost same, a little here and there in the damage difference, a little here and there, negligible. We went up to 270,000 on 0 wounded on the Junior Knight Bard using Washington and T12 mounted. We even went further, and for the next test we uncheck the subsidies, and this is the most important part, where we uncheck the subsidies and then we start rallying the bosses. Because when you do a rally, not a solo but a rally, when you do a rally, the bosses, sorry, the subordinate city do not participate. It is the main rally initiator, and then there are the other alliance members that join the rally with one single troop or with a full march. This is secondary, but when you do a rally, the subsidies don't involve. So you will notice here there is no subsidy, but here there is subordinate city. So we understood that with the subordinate city, 270k is the highest or is the best result that you can get on your Washington with the following gear setup that you saw and a T12 mounted march. Of course, the result is also dependent on the Monarch gear that you have, which is level 6. It is also dependent on your research and the that are given to you by the king of the server. So calculating everything, and then there is also the alliance research, which is alliance science, that you can see here. So whatever the buff is there on everything, that is alliance science, monarch gear, general cultivation, general gear, the spirit beast or the dragon, the title, and the keep research, everything accounted, we started trying the soloing or hitting the bosses without using subsidies. So after a certain amount of attempts, this is where we came to get 0 wounded even during rallies on the Junior Knight Bayard and B11. For the server which are older and the players who have big accounts, this is not a big match for you. You can I have seen people in my own alliance who use their full march of 1 million troops on a T10. Even I do that sometimes when I'm lazy to limit or select limited number of troops, because I have too many of those in my keep. Okay, but you need to do this. I'll highly recommend everybody to do this. The reason for you to do this is very simple. So that whenever you are doing rallies, let's say if one of your unbubbles, your member or your alliance mate unbubbles, you will have the troops at your disposal to reinforce him. For some people who are extraordinarily big, like 2 billion keep, 3 billion keep, they don't need to worry about limiting the process. But for those who are small keeps, maybe 50 million power, 100 million power, you need to do this practice of limiting your troops. So you can do this on the boss 8, boss 9, boss 10, boss 11, then event bosses, warlord 1, warlord 2, lava turtle 1, lava turtle 2, lava turtle 3, warlord 3. You should try these on these bosses. The reason you should try this is very simple and clear, so that when the time comes for you to run rallies, when not everybody is online but you have got few people, then you start rallies for them. It is not a big thing to do boss rallies, but it is really fun if you are able to do the maximum number of rallies with the least number of troops. So just imagine you enter a battlefield of Gaugamela, somebody hit you, you almost lost your troops, and then somehow you manage to spend some spend some speed ups and heal a certain number of troops, and then you start soloing boss 8 and earn lots and lots of boss 8 boxes. Think the amount of rewards that you will collect by doing this activity. It's gonna be huge, right? So that's what we do in the limiting process. So it is not just one general that you have to work out. We were also checking other general, like Li Jing was using T11 mounted troops 500,000. We tried the 600,000, then we went down and we locked it at 500,000. We could have gone for 490k, but we weren't finding a lot of warlord 1. But we have done this testing that Li Jing with 500,000 T11 mounted troops gets 0 wounded. Now B10, we were getting wounded using Li Shimin because he's a range general. We still did other experiments like boss 9. Okay, these were rallies that were joined, so there are not much reports over here for you to check. But then if you can see all these, Trajan was using 250,000 T11 ground troops to do a rally on B8 and he was getting 0 wounded. Now let me also tell you that this is not the right figure for you. This is the right figure for her, as per her keep, as per her research, as per her general, their gear and buff. So let me take you through some of her generals. As you know that not everybody is able to develop their generals faster. It is totally dependent on what sort of alliance they are, how frequently they join rallies, or how much money they invest in the game. So I'll give you a rough idea. This is what her Trajan looks like. The the skill books are being given for reinforcement. I would not suggest everybody to follow the same skill book, but I suggested her to do this for reinforcement process. Now these are the gears that she has got on her Trajan. There is a little bit of refining, which is ground troop defense 11%, ground troop defense 6.3%, ground troop attack 9%. Here you can see ground troop HP 3.7%, ground troop HP 9.1%, and ground troop attack 4.5%. So we didn't invest much of these refining stones on her account. We just got all the stuff to basic. The spirit beast is of certain level 2, and some smelting or the upgrading is done. So this is the Trajan. With this Trajan we were killing boss hit using ground troops. Then moving on, the other generals on her account. With Lee Shimin we were able to kill boss 9 with 0 wounded with her T12 range march 180k. Washington we are able to kill junior Nightbird or boss 11 using T12 295,000. You can go even much lower depending on how well your general is or how big your general is. With the weak wing we were able to kill boss 9 with 150,000 T12 mounted. Wow, why is the Queen Shindyok wearing the armor? Then with this gear lineup on the Legion we were killing bosses which was Warlord 1 using 500,000 T11 mounted. The point is, you should try this even when your general is not ready. The reason you should try this, as I said before, and I would repeat myself for the last time, is so that you can efficiently use the number of troops that you have. Remember that the numbers which I declared are not the worldwide or ideal numbers. These are the numbers as per her general, her keep level, her cultivation. It is dependent on her keep and her keep's current status. It is nothing to do with your generals, your keep, your refining. It is totally on her. But the reason we did this, so that in case when there are not much members online in her alliance to do boss rallies, she can find bosses and start 5 rallies and people can join and have the benefit. So this is something that I would rather recommend you to try. At least figure out your generals with the least amount of troops that you need to kill a boss at 0 wounded, especially a boss 8, 9 or a 10, because during BOG if you are able to use 30-40,000 of your troops and kill boss 8, you will be able to make lot of points even by ghosting all of your march. In one of these battlefield, this is something which I did on a live stream. I got hit, I got zeroed. Okay, I have a 700 million keep, it got zeroed. Now I had around some speed ups available that I was willing to spend. So I spent few days of speed ups and I healed 100,000 of my T11 troops. Now my general Roland is completely cultivated. The dragon is level 10. The dragon is refined. The gears are all dragon gear, not Ares gear. Haven't been refined. I could still kill a B10 by using 70,000 of those troops. So I was using the Roland and killing a B10. I was using a secondary general and killing a B7. Now what happens in that case is, even with no troops left or very less number of troops left, I was able to make points in the BOG. I was also able to collect the speed ups that I could. So this is basically something that didn't make our alliance win in the battlefield because we were very minimal. But then again, you are alliance, because sometimes the fights are so close in the BOG and the rewards are so bad that you feel that you are making a difference even when you score 100 points by killing bosses in some minutes. So these are the generals that she has and these are the development that she has done. If you want to try this, so let's say this is a boss monster. So you tap the attack and uncheck the subsidies before trying. If you uncheck the subsidies, then there is 100% sure that you are having any difficulty while, or that the accurate numbers can be tested for you to rally or for you to kill the bosses and monsters. Guys, this topic is a bit complicated, but if you follow this Excel format wherein you mention the name of the general, the amount of troops, and the boss that you solo it or rally it without the subs. When you solo it means you have to do it without the subs, or when you rally it, subs are not involved. So you make a record of this on your account as per your general and your available troops. Now one more thing, her account has 380,000 T12 mounted. So we came to the figure wherein at 295,000 we are getting 0 wounded on Washington with T12, and then whatever 90,000 left or 80,000 left, we use them for B8 on weak wing, and we were getting 0 wounded. So this is something that you can do for your account and get the best results or efficient results for the amount of troops that you have. With this, I conclude the video. This is Max from server 133 signing out. I will see you next time.